Hi, Hive fans. Randy Ingersoll here. Unfortunately, the players at Board Space got started a little early. They contacted me at the last minute and said they were going to start at 9 instead of 9:30. So let's check in and see what's going on. So let me get logged in here to Board Space, and we'll see how they're doing. Tonight's game is Jewdoka versus Dube. Score going into the night after 3 games was 1.5 points apiece. They've each had 1 win, 1 loss, and 1 draw. So we're getting ready to get logged in here to Board Space and see what's going on. And as always, if you see me looking over this direction, this is where my monitor is, where I'm looking at my YouTube channel so that I can see your comments as you have things to say. And I'm having a little trouble getting onto Board Space. Here we go. So they don't have anybody spectating. So let's take a look. Let's step in and see what's going on. They're up to move 31. So let me get some things arranged here. Frank just said hi, so let me just tell him that we are live on YouTube. So let's see what's going on so far. We're 30 moves in. Jewdoka is playing white. Let's see where the queens are. White queen is up here by herself with the white pill bug, and it looks like the black queen has a black beetle atop. Jewdoka just attacked with a white ant, and Jewdoka has a white mosquito in attacking position with this pill bug right here. So here we are, and this game progresses. Jewdoka looks like he's in fairly good position. Let's see what I can do to get my chat window open here on my channel. Okay, let's look at time. They've been playing 19 minutes, and Dube is just a little over +1. So let's take a look at what's going on here. White just attacked with an ant, and I'm going to guess that Dube's about ready to pin this beetle to keep the beetle from climbing up. So there is some hesitation there. Let's look at the reserve. They each have exactly the same reserves: 2 grasshoppers, 1 beetle, and 1 spider in reserve. But Jewdoka is definitely in the attacking mode right at the moment. So that was interesting. Why would he bring the spider in here? So let's take a look at what's going on here. In the ant game, up until the black placed his spider, if that's what he does, he may not do that. Right now, black has all 3 spiders free. White has 2 spiders pinned, 1 spider free. Of course, the black ant here, black ant number 1, can't do much because if it moves, it releases the white ant. So I would guess that if Dube places his ant there, although you don't know, I was about to say that Jewdoka could bring the ant over, use a fill, and force the beetle up. But that may not be the best option. With 2 grasshoppers, a beetle, and a spider in reserve, Jewdoka may just continue attacking. Although Dube does have 2 ants free for defense. So it's very interesting. So I'll tell you what I'm going to do is I'm going to break away from the live broadcast here, and we're going to go back and let's see how we got to this position. We'll very quickly run through the opening move since I did not get started until after they had started playing. So let's see, Jewdoka opened with a ladybug. Dube followed with a ladybug. Both played their mosquitoes in line. Jewdoka brought in an ant. Jewdoka chose a Z opening. Both pill bugs came in. And the white mosquito attacked and warped the black queen away from the black pill bug. So one of the things I never like is when my opponent can bring in the mosquito against my pill bug and warp my queen away. Lots of moves coming in, so I'm going to play this very quickly here. So the grasshopper jumped over, the mosquito climbed up. When the grasshopper jumped over, it cleared the mosquito who moves over. Of course, that was critical spot here because Jewdoka was threatening a direct drop into this spot. And at this location with the mosquito continues to have ant power. So we're still at 4 bugs apiece in reserve. White now has a mosquito up. And it's Jewdoka's turn. So can he get an angle of attack with any of his bugs? Nope. What he's going to do is he's going to pin the mosquito, opening up a direct drop spot here if that's what he continues to play. And of course, it's very difficult for black to stop the direct drop without filling its own kill spot with the black ant. So white Jewdoka is threatening a direct drop right here. Of course, the spider could go 1, 2, 3, but that would put the spider next to the queen, and that would form a ring and allow the white beetle to climb up. So it will be interesting. No doubt looking for a pin replacement, using the spider to go 1, 2, 3, reapply the pin to the ant, and free a second defending black ant. So Dube's definitely in defense mode right now. Here comes the second white beetle. And I'm going to guess the white beetle is probably going to climb up. So we will see. Yep, that's what he did. He climbed up. Now he's got 2 bugs atop the hive and a direct drop spot. So white is definitely in the attacking mode right now. The key thing is going to be, how does he get a bug to this spot southeast of the beetle stack on top of the black queen? Because with the proximity of the pill bug, You have to be very careful about what order you fill these spots in. So let's look at the options. He's only got 2 grasshoppers left in reserve, and black has 2 defending ants. So this is not as clear-cut victory for white at the moment. Of course, I don't see how that black can come up with a victory either, but it's a good possibility that Dube might be able to defend here. If he places a grasshopper southeast of the spider with an angle of attack to this spot, then he would have the 2 beetles. The 2 beetles would be available to take the last 2 shots. Nope, that's interesting. He's going to go first with the force the black beetle to cover the white beetle. And now this white beetle will probably go up on top of the pill bug. Very good move. Yep. That negates the pill bug's power. And again, it opened up a direct drop spot here, which black had to respond with the ant. But the advantage with this location is he can respond with the ant without filling his own kill spot. So now what Jewdoka is going to have to do is get one of his two grasshoppers into one spot, and then his 2, the beetle and the mosquito, could take the last 2 kill shots. But Dube has 2 defending ants, so that's not going to be the easiest thing to do. And I'm sure Jewdoka right now is looking at all his options to see if there's any way possible that he could get either one of those grasshoppers in. And I think the answer is going to be no. But he's going to give it a shot. Yep. And of course, with black having 2 ants free, although he won't really have them free because they'll be pinning white grasshoppers, but he still will be able to move back and forth with them and probably rescue a draw from the jaws of defeat here. In an in-game situation like this, sometimes what you can do is you can put your opponent in Bugzwang. If you're not a chess player, Zugzwang, which is a German word meaning forced move, is a term that's regularly used in the chess community. In Hive, we've adapted it to Bugzwang. So no doubt Jewdoka's looking carefully at his options here. Can he get that last grasshopper into an attacking position? Although another interesting option would be to go 1, 2, 3 with the spider, which would threaten with a fill to free this ant. But I don't think that would help much. So let's see if that's a possibility. If the spider goes to here, that would force one of the ants, would be that ant there, to go over and pin the ant. So that's what I'm going to predict he's going to do, is the white spider, because wherever he places his last grasshopper, black ant number 1, the one up here, which is currently free to move, will pin it. Then white's only option is to move his beetle back and forth. Black will move the ants back and forth, and we'll end up in a draw. Yep, that's what he did. Or that's what he's showing he might do. Thanks everybody for watching. I hope you're having a great Thursday or Friday, wherever you are. It's Thursday night, 9:30 p.m. here on the East Coast of Florida, in the Daytona Beach area. A beautiful day out today. It was in the 70s. I guess summer is at least close to over. Interesting. Of course, the mosquito can't move, because if the mosquito moves anywhere other than pinning the spider, there's a direct op spot here that becomes available. So let's see, is there any way that that ant getting free could help? Well, Dube's not going to allow that to happen. And of course, that has the added benefit that now the black mosquito is free to move. Interesting. Jewdoka played that one very quickly. So does he have... He still has 3 kill spots to fill, only the 2 beetles. Now, in theory, the grasshopper could go here and here using the hop around, but now white no longer has any bugs in reserve, and so the direct drop is not a threat. That grasshopper placement here, if Dube continues with that, would keep the white beetle pinned and free the black beetle for moving on. Okay, he's freeing the ant up there. Great move. This is what really shows the difference between the top players, because Jewdoka has come up with a method for free the ladybug. Now the white mosquito is going to have to attack. And there's no, and it was very interesting because just a moment ago there was a second level gate here. So let's see if Dube brings black beetle number 2 back on top of white beetle number 1, creating a second level gate which stops the ladybug from attacking this spot. And if the ladybug puts herself in position to be pinned, oh, Dube's saying good game. Ah, okay. Because even if the black beetle covers the white beetle attacks, and now the second level gate is no longer there and the ladybug comes in. So Jewdoka's asking, do you think you could have won it if I couldn't? Wow, what a great ending. This really highlights the difference between the standard Hive players and the champions like Jewdoka, because he used that pill bug with the last grasshopper. He used the grasshopper to force the mosquito to pin the ant, and then again using the grasshopper to free the ladybug. And of course, when the ladybug is in this little pocket situation right here, there's no way to pin the ladybug. Wow, what a game. Dube says, too stressful playing against you. I'd rather sit back and relax watching you fight quad. So Dube falls on his sword with the beetle coming in. And of course, ladybug's my favorite piece, so I hope Jewdoka uses the ladybug to take the kill shot. Yep, he does. What a game. What an ending. So they're going to take a 5-minute break, come back in 5 minutes for the next game. So it's 2.5 to 1.5. So if Jewdoka wins the next one, he proceeds on to the gold medal match. And Dube goes up against the bronze medal match against Eucalyptus. If Dube wins, there'll be a game 6. If Dube draws, there'll be a game 6. So what I'm going to do here real quickly is I'm going to run down here to review room 80. Let's start this review room. The ending of that game was worth seeing again, so let's go back to it. Of course, Jewdoka brought in his penultimate grasshopper, forcing the black ant to pin it. And then at this point, I did not think that there was a method that he could use to get the white grasshopper in play. But notice how he used this pocket right here to get the grasshopper in where the grasshopper could not be pinned. Then he used the pill bug to move the grasshopper, freeing the ant, which forced the mosquito to pin the ant. And that allowed this spot in here where the ladybug is, so it could not be pinned. The ladybug could not be pinned. Then the grasshopper jumped in, freeing the ladybug. What a good example of how to, in an endgame situation, use that last piece to free the most flexible attacker, the ladybug. What a game, what a conclusion. Definitely a game won by a champion. So that makes it 2.5 for Jewdoka, 1.5 for Dube. After 4 games, it's a 6-game match, first one to 3.5. So Jewdoka wins the next one, it will be all over. So going into this match, we discussed this the last time. Oh, that's not where my notes were. I have all these notes from my previous matches. But give me 1 second. I'm going to show you something that I got in the mail this week. I'll be right back. Of course, the Mind Sports Olympiad has been held for 20 years now. It's a board gaming world championship, strategy game championship. And this year was the first year that it was held virtually because of the COVID situation. The first year that Hive was involved also. And since Hive was done online virtually, they invited me in to commentate on their live broadcast, and they sent me this as a gift for helping them out. So let's see if I can see what this is. The t-shirt from August 2020, Survive, Play, Thrive, the 24th Mind Sports Olympiad. So thanks, guys. Thanks, Eton from the MSO. We're looking forward next year to having Hive involved again. Maybe if travel restrictions are cleared up and the event is held live again, Hive might be a live event next year in London. If not, it'll definitely be online. They had such good turnout this year with the online tournaments. They may be considering doing the online in addition for the edition online as well as the live tournaments. And of course, at that MSO event, they crowned the Pentamind champion, which is the champion of 5, hence the word Penta, 5 Mind Sports Olympiad games. So Jewdoka says he's ready when Frank is. So, and Jewdoka's confirming that it's a 12-minute clock. So he asked me that, so let me answer with a yes. So Terry Frobiter says, thanks for hosting these games and adding comments. So let me just come over here and say, you are very welcome. Oh, and Joe just said, thanks for commenting and broadcasting. So I will make you guys stars. So they're joined game room 1. Game is getting started. So let's go ahead and get the game room open and see what happens. Of course, the way it sets up, Jewdoka is white again. Again with a ladybug opening. Slightly different this time. Dube brings in his queen first. And Jewdoka chooses a Z opening again. Typical pill bug opening. And I think we've seen this opening before. Jewdoka is going to force up either a mosquito or a beetle very early. And that's one interesting thing about board space. You can see your opponent's cursor. That's what this little black dot is, the little white dot. And the white beetle climbs up. And is the white mosquito going to climb up too? Nope, the ant is coming in. A black ant comes in. And it looks like Jewdoka is going to be definitely in attacking mode right here. Of course, one may question, why in the world would you place your black ant there? But what that does is that stops the white mosquito from pinning the black ant and then climbing up atop it, because now the ant is safely tucked away in this pocket. So is Jewdoka going to climb up with the mosquito? Is he going to attack with the mosquito? I can't remember all the terminology that Joe came out with in his book. He has a specific comment about the mosquito harassment, I think he calls it. So here's his book if you haven't seen it. We got 11 people watching. Thanks a lot for watching this evening, guys. And gals. So Jewdoka's in his first think. As each player has an ant, Jewdoka has a mosquito in play acting like an ant, but Jewdoka does not yet have his pill bug in play. So is he going to go continually all out attack and not worry about the pill bug? Or is he going to go ahead and bring his pill bug in? That'll be an interesting question. No doubt he's examining the situation here. And that's one of the things that makes Hive so enjoyable, is on the surface, it seems like it might be a very simple game, but it is very complex when you think about all the different options there are. So even though White only has 4 bugs mobile, 5 bugs total in play, he's got numerous options. The ant could go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. The ant could have 15 different spots. The mosquito probably the same. So that's 32. The queen 2, there's about 38 different moves that White could make in this situation. It'll be interesting to see if he does the mosquito harassment by bringing the white mosquito into play next to the pill bug. Like I've mentioned before, I don't like that when that occurs. That's what happened in the previous game before we started the live broadcast, when the white mosquito moved in and warped the black queen away from the black pill bug. The black pill bug was not in as good a defensive position. So he's got a few different options here. And that's what he looks like he's going to do. And of course, what would end up happening is if he does elect to warp the queen away, then that leaves the beetle and mosquito both pinned, and then the white beetle can march forward. So if the black beetle or the black mosquito move, of course, then white cannot warp the queen away, but he could warp the pill bug away, and black no longer has a pill bug defender. So there are some options here. Or will black black must move something because Jewdoka obviously is threatening to win. And he does elect to warp the queen away. Now, one reason why it's important to get a bug out here on the mosquito is if you leave the mosquito by itself, unpinned, then the black pill bug can always warp the mosquito back in. So white, it's important that white self-pins that mosquito. Of course, if I were doing it, I would not do it with something as important as a beetle, as my last beetle. But Jewdoka's a champion, so I'm sure he knows what he's doing. Moon Jelly Game says, I thought he might use the mosquito to move the pill bug. If you mean black using the mosquito to move the pill bug, back in this position here, that would be a possibility. But again, it would take the pill bug away from the queen. And then once the mosquito was used for defense, then that would be a situation. So I'm sure he thought about that. So Jewdoka has not yet responded. So let's look at some of the options here. If he plays the beetle, self-pinning the mosquito, if black doesn't pin it immediately, then the beetle climbs up. If black pins it with the ant, then white can bring a second ant in, which would then be threatening to pin whatever black brought in. So white is definitely on the attack here. Black is having to play defensively, but one problem is black only has one ant in play right now. And of course, this is a situation where the white attack must succeed because as it stands right now, white does not have the pill bug available and only one defender. That's almost forced. And the white beetle moves forward. Probably trying to set up a pocket here. Placing a bug there would allow the mosquito to be freed. So I would guess that white's going to have to take the ant and pin this ant to keep this spot from being available for a bug. Oh, he pinned it that direction. Interesting defense here because Now if black brings the beetle in here, interesting. White could be a concern here for spawn points. It might be time to spawn another ant. Nope, he's just moving forward. But like I said, white has a shortage of spawn points. The spawn point here on the beetle doesn't really count because the ant just shifts the pin around. So he's got 3 spawn points out on the queen. But of course, if black does not spawn a bug now next to his queen, the white beetle covers it with a couple direct drop spots as well. If he does spawn a beetle, then he's going to have a hard time getting any attacking bugs to neutralize the white pill bug if the white pill bug comes into a defensive position. Oh, another possibility could be the white beetle covering the pill bug, which would allow a spawn point here unless black shifted the queen around. So this semifinal match, currently led by Jewdoka 2.5 to 1.5. The winner will proceed on to play Quadlibet, the reigning world champion, 3-time world champion, in fact. If Jewdoka wins, this will be the 3rd year in a row that Quadlibet and Jewdoka have met in the finals. Dube was in the semifinals last year, I believe, if my memory serves me correctly. He finished in 4th place last year. The only thing the queen can do is move further away. And if Dube does that, I'm sure the beetle is going to continue moving forward. But the interesting thing there is, if he moves forward, then there will be an opportunity to get a bug into this spot, which could free the mosquito or the beetle. Yep, so he brings in an ant. Yeah, that was fairly quick. So even though black has 2 mobile ants, both of them are critically doing important roles. Possibility of a good ring. Because if the black grasshopper jumps in forming a ring, the only bugs that are free to move are the 2 black bugs, the beetle and the ladybug. It would be a little bit of a risk. Nope, he does not decide to do that. So this is an interesting situation here. If the grasshopper jumps in and forms the ring, the beetle is free. If the white beetle backtracks to cover the black beetle, then the black mosquito can warp in the spider and the mosquito becomes free. And we'll see if Dube is going to continue on with that. Yep, he's jumping in to make the ring. And the white beetle almost has to cover the ladybug, yep. Now the question is, does Dube go on the attack? Or continue defending? He could advance his beetle toward the queen. He could attack with the ladybug. He's attacking with the ladybug. Or maybe not. He cannot attack with the ladybug in such a situation that Jewdoka could not bring in the pillbug next to his queen. But I think that Joe is in enough of an attacking mode right now that he's probably not going to worry about defending. He's probably going to continue aggressively attacking. Right, currently he needs 4 kill spots filled. He only has 2 bugs to fill them, so he's going to have to bring some more bugs in. Strategically speaking, it would just be a question: can black, by moving the beetle up, get an attack against the white queen and win the race? My gut feeling is no, because the white queen is sitting out here all by her lonesome, has 5 kill spaces to fill, while the black queen already has 2 kill spaces filled and the black beetle covering the pill bug. my guess is the plan of attack would have to be this spot here, directly west of the Black Queen, would have to be the last kill spot filled. So it'd have to be the one northeast here, then the one southwest here, then the one east here, and then the beetle taking the kill shot. So he's got it either an ant or a spider. He could place a spider here and go 1, 2, 3 to get to that spot. He could place an ant to get to that spot. And then that's interesting. Could he use the ladybug to come back in defense, freeing both the beetle and the mosquito? Interesting thought. Nope. See, now the advantage of doing that with the grasshopper over the ladybug is now there are no spawn points on the white queen. So the white pillbug will not be able to get into the game in a defensive position on the white queen. If Dube goes through with the grasshopper move. Of course, the danger is now if white can fill this spot northeast of the Black Queen, the white mosquito is free. Nope, I guess he just thought about it, but didn't decide to do it. No touch move rule in Hive here on board space. He's got 3 bugs to break the ring, and he's debating on which one to do it with. Nope, he didn't break the ring. It's an interesting defensive move because what it does is he threatens to pin the ant, which would remove the spawn points on the ant. And he also places a block on this spot here. So in comes another ant. Maybe. Top quality Hive here being played on board space by some of the best players in the world. Interestingly, he did not go out to pin the ant. He went out to do a pin replacement on the beetle. Now, if the white ant attacks here, it forces Black to break the ring with either the beetle or the ladybug. Although interestingly, we saw in the last game, Jewdoka take a tempo to pin the black ant. So it'll be interesting to see what he does. Another option could be to go out here and pin the black beetle. Nope, he's going to pin the black ant. The three important concepts in a game of Hive, of course, are mobility, tempo, and strength. A general during the mid-1800s in the US said, get there first with the most, meaning get there is the mobility, first is the tempo, and most is the strength. He said that's the key to winning a battle. So the key in Hive is get there first with the most. And so what that does is that reduces the mobility of the black ant, keeps the white ant mobile unless black jumps out and pins it. So it costs black a tempo to get the black spider out. I don't see that he can possibly jump out with the grasshopper, even though it's a good attacking move, does away with any spawn points on the queen. It does allow the white ant to move in here and the mosquito climbs up. So I don't think that Dube can possibly jump out with a grasshopper. And if he's wanting to attack, he's going to have to get the beetle in the attack. And once the ladybug moves, the beetle is a long way away from attacking the white queen. Timing is not an issue right now. Dube's at +3.5. Timing here in this round of the tournament is +12, which means if at any time during the game you have used 12 more minutes than your opponent can request a win by time default. And I don't know if you saw it or not, but last Sunday there was a first fall rapid tournament at Board Space. 23 players were involved. It was very exciting. Unfortunately, I didn't know about it until it was too late. And at that time of day and week, I was not available to do a broadcast. Interesting. Getting a black beetle in a defensive position over here. Of course, he could not do that prior to the beetle coming in because the black spider could pin both of them. Now with the black spider threatening to pin both of them, the grasshopper almost has to jump in. Once the grasshopper jumps in, then black has to break the ring because the mosquito is free. So now black has to break the ring, otherwise the white mosquito is free. No, he can't allow that to happen. Interesting, he is going to allow the mosquito to climb up. Or what might be better here is instead of climbing up, the mosquito can jump over to here using the grasshopper power and get directly into an attacking spot with the threat of jumping up, the threat of climbing up. Yep, that's what he does. Now the white pillbug could come in here and extremely strong attacking position. Nope, he's bringing the spider. Of course, the spider is now threatening to take the next to the last kill spot. The white ant would be in place to take the last one. So does Dube have a defense here? Let's see, they're commenting back and forth. So Dube says, good game, that was quick. Jewdoka says, phew. I don't think he has any defense. So they're discussing as if it were already over. I don't think that he has that there's any way that he can stop it. So that's one of the things I like about the Hive community. Everybody, they're very good sports. And everybody helps one another, even though they fight with one another on the board. They're very friendly toward each other. So yeah, there's not a defense. So let's see if now the white ant comes in. And the next move will be the white pillbug right here. White pillbug southwest of the white mosquito. And then the white mosquito, one or the other. If he pins the pillbug, the spider gets warped in, or the pillbug moves in directly. So there we have it. Jewdoka won both games tonight, both games playing white, and so he wins the match 3.5 to 1.5. So it'll be Jewdoka and Quadlibet in the finals for the third year in a row. with Dube playing Eucalyptus for the bronze medal. Let me ask again. Terry's asking, when is my new book coming out? It's a lot of work. I'm working on it. So you'll hear about it first on my YouTube channel. What do you think about Dube moving his queen from... I think that was a tempo loser, actually, because it didn't change anything at all. It just gave Jewdoka one more tempo. Okay, Jewdoka is going to be joining me, so let me see if I can get him an invite. So bear with me a second. I'm still not the best about using Zoom. Let me find the meeting info. Let me text him the information. I may have to change my Zoom room and passcode since everybody's going to see it right there. Let me just compare it. Okay, I've sent the Zoom room information to Jewdoka, so hopefully he'll be joining us here very shortly. Appreciate you all for sticking around. 11 of you were here almost the entire broadcast. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Dube says, I'm going to watch it live, and Jewdoka and says, and grab a beer. Let me tell Joe I texted. So here's the point at which Christopher asked whether this was a mistake or not. Or he asked me, what do I think about this move? At this point, was this a mistake? And I think the answer is yes. We'll see if, interestingly, if Joe has a comment about it as soon as he joins. Of course, Joe's an hour west of us, so it's only 9:30 where he is. It's 10:30 here in the East Coast of the US. So for the third year in a row, it's going to be Jewdoka and Quadlibet in the finals. Will Jewdoka win World Championship number 4, or will Jewdoka win World Championship number 2? Be very interesting to see. It should be a good match. Hopefully it'll be times of the day and week that I'll be able to broadcast, so you all will be able to watch as well. And Christopher made a good point. It also moving the queen gave white a spawn point right here as well next to his beetle, which not only was that a spawn point that could bring another bug in, but it was a spawn point that would potentially pin the mosquito underneath the beetle. I am going to stop screen sharing for just a minute because I'm going to try something. So the screen share is going to go away for a minute, but we'll be right back.
Hello.
Hi, Joe.
Hey, Randy. How you doing?
Good. Congratulations.
Thank you. Appreciate it. I got a fancy beer here.
Oh, nice. So one of our YouTube subscribers asked this question. Can you see this screen?
Yeah.
At this point, did you think this was a mistake by Frank moving his queen?
Tough to say. You know, if he didn't do that, I could have covered his pill bug and then released that mosquito pretty easy. I think his mistake was before, a couple moves before that. Yeah, so he could have placed another beetle right there and stopped my beetle's path.
See, that's what as soon as this happened, I was wondering whether you would bring the ant over to here to stop that spawn point there, rather than advance forward with your beetle. Because yeah. I thought for certain that when you brought your beetle to here that he would bring his last beetle in at this point.
Right. So did I. If I didn't do that though, if I pinned his ant, he could have brought his beetle in right above your cursor there by his beetle and his ant.
Right there. Yeah.
Yeah. So there's problems with all of it, you know.
Well, that's what makes Hive such a great game.
Right.
Isn't it?
That's right.
So congratulations. This will be the 3rd year in a row you and Christian Galeas Quadlibet meet in the finals.
That's right.
2 best players in the world.
We'll see. We'll see who comes out on top, I guess.
And we appreciate your all's playing this evening. It's exciting to have. We had 11 people on my channel live watching this evening. I think that's the most I've ever had live.
Nice.
And then we usually get quite a few people review the game later. So there'll be a lot of people watching this, I'm sure. And when you and Quad get together for the finals, I'm sure you'll probably be even more.
Super awesome that you broadcast this.
It's a lot of fun.
Are you there?
So I know you commented about being tired earlier, so I'm gonna let you go. I appreciate you joining us, Joe.
Hello?
Did I lose you?
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now.
Yeah, it froze for a little bit. I was just saying thank you for doing this though. It's awesome that you broadcast this.
Yeah, well, you're welcome. It's a privilege. So I know you were tired earlier, so I'm gonna let you go. I appreciate you joining in here, and we'll be talking to you soon.
And yeah, thanks for having me.
Thanks
Quadlibet,
again.
I'm coming for you.
What's that? Oh, okay. He's coming for you, Quadlibet, so be careful. So I don't know whether I froze or Joe froze.
Oh, I'm back again. I froze.
Okay.
I don't know. But yeah, thanks for having me, Randy. And Quadlibet, coming for you. Coming for that.
You've got the challenge, Christian, so watch out. Joe's coming.
That's right.
So we'll talk later, Joe. Say hello to your wife.
All right. Thanks, Randy.
Okay. Good. Have a good evening.
You too.
Appreciate you all coming in and joining us this evening for this live broadcast of the Hive tournament. We're planning the 2021 Hive tournament as we speak. It should be exciting. Of course, the eight finalists here in this tournament, those that made it to the quarterfinals will automatically make it into the invitational next year. And we're working out the details on who else was going to be invited. There will, of course, be the board space open, and there will be spots available from the top players in the board space open. Will move forward into the invitational as well. So can you challenge the best in the world, Quadlibet and Jewdoka? Try it out. Start practicing now and join us in our tournament. We're all usually available on Board Game Arena at some point in time, so join us on Board Game Arena. If you want to play on board space, just let us know. We're willing to play here as well. So this evening, this is Randy Ingersoll signing off. I'm going to be going ahead and closing the room and ending the YouTube broadcast for this evening. Appreciate all of you watching. Hope you have a good evening. This is Randy Ingersoll signing off.